Let's build another great unclean one.
Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Build a Great Unclean One. So, resuming off from last episode, I actually decided to crank out this one right after the next. Firstly, in order to keep it on the same level as Let's Build a Mine Layer, and also because you guys seem to really like it. So, carrying on from... I've got a really sore throat, and I think it's from all the talking I've done all day. There's a fly in my room as well, just buzzing around me and I'm annoyed. So, yeah, moving on from the belly, I decided to spin the Great Unclean One round, and I set my sights on his back, because I was admiring that wonderful clean slate there, and I decided, do you know what? The Forge World Great Unclean One's got an exposed spine, and I want one too, god damn it, I'll have this spine. So, I started by just rolling out a strip of green stuff, quite a thick one as well, and just poking at it until I got the rough idea. By the way, this is my first ever attempt at sculpting a spine, so I do apologise if it looks like a pile of shit. I decided to kind of segment it by making like a chevron effect going down it first of all. And then I would carve further into it and kind of make the chevron patterns have a flat bottom to them. It's really hard to actually describe it, so it's a good job that I actually videoed the whole thing. So as you can see, it's kind of going down. I'm kind of working it a little bit deeper. I'm actually putting a space now in between the vertebrae. Now this was going to be a spot for me to insert kind of like a spinal column-like area, just going over with my cone clay shaper in order to just like make it a bit more round and space it out a little bit further. Sorry about that, guys. I've got a really sore throat today. So yeah, just kept poking at it until it had the right thickness and it had the right depth that I wanted, that I'd be comfortable for it to, to paint it afterwards. I think I was actually looking at this point, because I kind of, goddamn fly, get away from me. I was looking at pictures of spines and stuff on the internet, and I realised it didn't quite look right, but I thought, hey ho, fuck it, it's a demon spine. So I actually fished about in my green stuff offcut drawer for little pieces of green stuff tubing that I rolled up, because I was going to insert these into the gaps again to make that kind of spinal cord, like kind of nerve sheath thing that the spine has, or the discs or whatever. So I inserted them. I inserted those into the wet green stuff, and it turned out pretty well. I then started by then going and applying some little... Am I doing this yet? I can't quite remember. I need to make my video larger on my editing software. Hold on, guys. Hold the phone. There we go. I can actually see what I'm doing now. Ah, yes. Kind of just poking the green stuff around in order to make it look a little bit less uniform, a little bit less chevron-like, and in order to make it look a bit more organic, because as we all know, stuff that forms organically does not form perfectly. In no sense of the word. Well, unless you talk about like the clams and stuff and oysters that grow pearls in them from a bit of grit. But anyway, now I'm rambling and I'm kind of getting off topic. So again, looking at some more pictures. Now, what I decided to do then, I decided to go in with some little tabs of green stuff in order to give it a bit more of a three-dimensional feel, and just to give it just something else there, a little bit of something more, in order for, to be more visually representing a spine, because a spine has like a little bit that comes out of the back of the vertebrae, and I was trying to do this. Sorry, my hand was in the way. This is quite a little fiddly piece of work, because the little tabs of green stuff were very small. I then realised that they were going to flick out, so I decided I was going to make some little green stuff tubules by putting little blobs of green stuff going down the spine itself, and then what I was going to do, I was going to poke a hole in them. Now this would add a more bone-like structure, and again, to be fair, I was just playing it by ear, guys. I was absolutely doing nothing by the book, because after all, there are no designated ways on how to make a spine. I think there is a YouTube video out there, but it's a bit unclear as how to do things, so I didn't really pay much attention to that particular video. I was literally going in making the spinal column blind. And what I wanted to do as well, I didn't want to just leave it as that, because it just looks a bit too stuck on. What I would do then, I would go in and I would make it look like the spine is actually ripping forth from his back. So some last minute little messing about with it until I was happy with the end result. But Yeah, guys, so tell me, what is the verdict so far on the Spinal column? I'd really like to get your feedback on that, guys. Also, I was wondering, what do you guys think of the subtle music in the background of these videos? I just thought I'd put something else so that when I pause and stuff, you're not just listening to deadly silence. Okay, so I decided then to turn it around and I started sculpting more on his actual face because I just felt that it needed to have a bit more work done to it in order to make it a bit more Great Unclean One-like. So I added some more to the areas where the green stuff was smooth and where it was just a bare rubber from the actual miniature, and just started hitting it up, just started attacking it with my pokey tool in order to make some holes and some pock marks and stuff, just to blend it in with the rest of the miniature and tie it in there. I was going to have like a big boil water covered face, but then I didn't want to detract from the fact that it has one big eye in the middle, so I decided to scratch that idea. Again, looking at, I think in the pauses, I'm actually looking at Nurgle stuff on Google Images just to get some inspiration. What I started doing here, I started laying down some little strips of green stuff in order to kind of make like a exposed muscle effect, and I'm still not quite happy with the way it turned out, so I might have to go back and rework part of the face at a later date when I get some more inspiration. I'm trying to think what else. It was also at this point that I realised that the Great Unclean One, well, the Goblin King's chin, looks like a ball sack. I thought I was quite amusing, and a little chuckle to myself in my head about that. So yeah, he's got a ball sack for a chin. You got balls for your chin, buddy. You got balls for your chin. Again, what am I doing now? It's a case of trying to remember what I was doing, what I was thinking at the time. I really need to start doing these, as I said last episode, when I've got him fresh in my mind. But alas, I don't. Here I was covering up the ear holes that the Great Unclean One had, the original Goblin Prince, Goblin King, the Goblin Prince that the Goblin King left behind once I clipped his ears actually off. And I just worked into it with the sculpting tool and give it like the pock-marked look. There were certain aspects of this model as well that I wanted to keep. The first thing was his ballsack chin. The second thing was actually the hair that you can see coming just out of the green stuff, because that could be anything. That doesn't have to be painted as hair. That could be painted as veins or tendrils or whatever. So there were some little aspects of it that I wanted to keep. Also, on areas where there's on the miniature itself, where there's warts and lumps, I thought to myself, why make more work for me when I can just use those to my advantage? So I was planning in my mind to leave those bits exposed and have like ripped skin around it to make it look like it was bursting forth from underneath a secondary layer of epidermis. Again, more poking at it, more poking with the sculpting tool, just to, again, just blend it all in. I actually had a bit of an issue blending this bit in, because I was like, well, I want one side to kind of be different from the other. I don't want it to all be completely uniform, as well, everything Nurgle rarely is uniform. I worked over the muscle fibres as well with my knife, and that tended to blend it in a little bit better. However, I still wasn't happy with it, and I honestly don't know what I could do with this bit. I thought about adding 2 extra eyes, but I didn't want to copy a certain other person that I know that's doing this model, as I think the 3-eyed look is really cool. But I also am a big sucker for the Cyclopean Nurgle Great Unclean ones. So after that, it was a case of, well, what am I going to do next? And I was thinking to myself, again, what I wanted down one of the shoulders, I wanted lots and lots of boils. So I decided to lay down some fresh green stuff in like a sporadic pattern, like in a finger-like pattern going out. I would then go in and blend it in and like smooth it down with my cone tool. I would then make a crease with the chisel tip clay shaper, and then I would start by adding some cut in half green stuff balls all over it to make it look like you had a really, really, well, nasty boils and cysts and stuff just hanging off him. I was using the hobby knife to just push them in further, because I noticed that if you push them in further, the green stuff actually bubbles up at the edges, like pushes out and makes it look like it's deeply set in there and gives it that much more 3D appearance, as opposed to just half a green stuff ball just stuck there. So I did quite a lot of these because I wanted like a proper, almost like an infestation looking arm on him, like an infested shoulder of disease and pustules. What I would attempt to do, I would then go over with some micro beads. Now this looks really silly when it's on there, because obviously the micro beads are colour, and I will do another magic moment bit at the end of these videos before I paint it to show you guys it all coming together. What I would do, I put the microbeads down. Literally, I would put them into a empty paint pot lid. I would literally get my thumb and then literally put them into the green stuff using my finger. I would then smooth over it and push them down lightly with the cone tool, the cone clay shaper, and that would enable them to fix in a little bit more. I would also then go in and blend the bits together with some more pock marks and stuff using the pokey tool. And also off camera what I was doing, guys, because I'm pretty sure you didn't literally want to stay here and watch paint dry. I was going over the micro beads with some varnish just to seal them into the green stuff, and I would do that at night time so that when I woke up in the morning it was all dry and ready to rock for the next day. Added a few more pustules just on the top of his head, just to tie in the theme, because he's got one side on his shoulder really pus-filled, like pustule-filled and warty-filled, and then his leg on the right-hand side is as well. Sorry, his left is full of pustule shoulders and stuff like that. Sorry, no, start again. His left shoulder is full of pustules, and his right leg is full of pustules, so it kind of mirrored it in an offset way. Now what I did, I went in with some more milliput, and I decided I wanted him to look like he picked up loads of battlefield debris and damage and stuff, and like maybe he's like rolled in buildings and they've just like stuck to him, picked up. So I got a big lump of milliput and just sunk it into his shoulder. Then I started putting bits in the shoulder where, you know, just like bits of buildings and bits of worky bits of technology that would, you know, have been inevitably stuck to him. It was only until after I did this, after I let it harden, that I realised that it's going to be a bit of a task to actually get in there and green stuff and smooth it all out and make it look less just like milliput with stuff stuck into it. So I've got my work cut out for me really on that shoulder. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. So, guys, please let me know what you think. If you think this was good as well, guys, you have got a massive shitstorm of stuff coming next week where I actually get more time to work on it. When my bloody green stuff has arrived from the Troll Trader. So, Troll Trader, if you're listening, hurry up and send me my goddamn green stuff. But anyway, guys, please let me know what you think of it so far, and please stay tuned for the next Let's Build a Great Unclean one, and next Let's Build a Stomper. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, and don't forget to tune in to Spud Tate's channel to catch me on Chilling Wargamers tonight. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again. Goodbye.